What's going on, everybody? I hope you're all enjoying your Sunday afternoon so far. This is NYG Jeffy85 here, and I'm going to talk about the New York Football Giants, and we are only a few days away, count them, only 4 days away from the beginning of the NFL Draft, which is going to be happening this Thursday in Kansas City, Missouri on April 27th. And a lot of things right now are going to be coming down to what maybe the Giants might do at that number 25 pick. Obviously, and here's one of the things that's very interesting. Jordan Raanan of ESPN reported just this early afternoon saying that, and a lot of pundits are feeling the same way. He says pretty much in his quote, "Speaking with people around the league, it's pretty clear this is not a very good NFL draft, especially at the top. Teams don't have a lot of first-round grades. Even most of the top wide receivers are considered complementary pieces. Not great for the Giants at pick number 25. What does that pretty much might be an indication for? Trade back. Trade back. That's pretty much, you're pretty much putting it out there that the Giants might be better off right now trading back from that number 25 pick. With maybe that's the best thing for this football team to do. With the fact that Jordan Raanan and a lot of other scouts out there and pundits from other teams are believing this is not a very strong draft at the top, which that's just their opinion right now. They could be completely 100% wrong going into the beginning of the season. But the fact that they believe that this draft is not as strong towards the top of this overall, that could be an indication that the Giants might decide to take that 25th pick and decide to trade back into the middle rounds where they might not get themselves a superstar player, but they can get themselves a lot of quality, good depth players going into the middle rounds, and you could just add on to the depth on this roster that some positions, obviously, we could use it, namely cornerback, center. Obviously, more on the offensive line. You can add some defensive line help. You can easily add another outside linebacker / pass rusher. You can maybe get another safety. Obviously, wide receiver talent they definitely need. Possibly even another running back, depending on what's going to happen with Saquon Barkley. So, a lot of options are available for this New York Giants team if they believe that right now this draft is not as strong as many would indicate, and they believe that this draft could be a lot, this draft is something to be desired going forward. So we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen with the New York Giants in terms of overall what they could do in this at the 25th pick. Would it be best off for them to trade back, or would it be best off for them to stick where they are and see what they can do going forward? It's going to be very interesting to watch and very interesting to see what the New York Giants are going to do with that 25th pick. Another thing that could be a shot in the dark, and I'm just throwing it out there as a shot in the dark, not saying it's going to happen, not saying it's a definite, not saying that this is a lock, so be careful what you hear first. What if the New York Giants end up taking that first round pick or try and see if they can make a trade for linebacker Devin White, who has voiced his unhappiness with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and he wants to get traded out of Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay saying right now that they're not planning on trading him, but how many times have we heard NFL players or NFL front offices says they're not trading this player, this guy's not going anywhere, and then an offer on the table is way too enticing, and then that team ends up making the trade, and then we have ourselves a move here. Devin White, obviously, he's a former first round pick at pick number 25 by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers out of the University of LSU back in 2019 in round 1. And he's played pretty much his entire career with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He is a smaller linebacker, only 6 foot, 237 pounds overall, but he's been one of the best inside linebackers in the NFL since he came into the league overall. And he is 25 years old. Overall, Devin White has had himself a pretty good career with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where he's had 483 total tackles and he has had 20 and a half sacks overall, with 1 interception along with 15 pass deflections, and he's had 6 forced fumbles. He's also had 9 fumble recoveries overall and 2 defensive touchdowns in his career. He's also a former Super Bowl champion back a couple of years ago, back in 2020 season. He's a second-team All-Pro player, All-Pro All-Pro player back in 2020. He's also a former Pro Bowler back in the 2021 season. And even back in college, he was a PFWA All-Rookie Team player back in 2019. That's with the Bucs. Also, he was a former Dick Butkus Award winner back in 2018 with LSU. He was a conscientious All-American back in 2018. He was also a second-team All-American back in 2017, and he was a two-time first-team All-SEC player in 2017 and 2018 with LSU back in those couple of years. Would Devin White be an excellent player to add to the team? Of course. Who else would not want a player like Devin White, who's just entering the prime of his career, and he's playing on the last year of his rookie deal that had his fifth-year option picked up, where he's going to be making about $11,706,000 in 2023 before he becomes an unrestricted free agent into 2023-2024 offseason. So, who wouldn't want a player like Devin White going into this offseason? But at the same time, what is it going to cost to get somebody like Devin White in this offseason? Are you going to be willing to trade some type of top draft picks? Are you going to be willing to try to trade some top assets to get yourself a guy like Devin White, who is not going to cost, he's going to cost you a pretty penny in order to get him. But can you imagine you adding him to the middle of your defense along with a Bobby Okereke? And you could have guys like Darian Beavers and Micah McFadden, as well as you can have another guy like Gerard Davis learning behind these guys. You have Devin White and Bobby Okereke in the middle of your linebacking core. And one of the things the Giants needed to do was improve the middle of that defense. And you add already a stud linebacker in Okereke, who's just going into the prime years of his career. And then you add another guy like Devin White. And the Giants are expected to have a ton of money going into the offseason next year. You're going to have enough to pay somebody like a Devin White if you want to get him in. I wouldn't mind. I think it'd be worth the risk to bring in a player like Devin White, as long as it's not going to cost too much in terms of draft capital. But you add somebody like him, that is a quality addition to your defense going forward. And I would have no problem if the Giants go out there and they make a move for a player like Devin White. I think it'd be an excellent addition to this team. I think it would be a great addition to add him to this team going forward. But we'll have to wait and see what is going to happen with the Giants in terms of what they might do with that 25th pick. And because of the fact of what Jordan Renan says, that he believes there's not a lot of good top-tier talent coming out of this NFL draft, especially at the wide receiver position, that maybe the Giants decide to take that 25th pick and either trade into the second round, or they could take that 25th pick and maybe they decide, hey, we're going to dangle that pick and we can maybe get a guy like a Devin White to help improve our defense going forward, and you pair him up with Bobby Okereke. You have arguably one of the best young middle linebacker cores and duos in the NFL going forward with Bobby Okereke and possibly a Devin White. But we'll have to see what the New York Giants are going to do. That's just something I want to throw out there, though, with the New York Giants, is we're only a few days away from the NFL draft beginning, and what the New York Giants could decide to do with that 25th pick. Is it going to be a cornerback? Is it going to be a wide receiver? Is it going to be an offensive lineman? Is it going to be a defensive lineman? Is it going to be a pass rusher? Could they surprise us and go safety? Is it going to be something different? Are they going to trade back? A lot of different options the Giants could do, but I just want to throw that out there for you guys, just in case you're interested in hearing. Maybe the Giants could potentially trade or make a blockbuster move for a Devin White. If it's possible, he is the type of player that could definitely improve this defense and take this Giants defense to the next level and make Wink Martindale a lot more creative in terms of his defensive packages. So, just throwing it out there. Let me know what you guys think. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Give a sub to NYGJeffyT85. More news updates and chatter surrounding the New York Giants. Turn on the bell for notifications on the next video or short dropping on the channel surrounding the New York Giants. And you guys let me know in the comment section what you think about the Giants possibly having interest in making a blockbuster trade for Tampa Bay Buccaneers Pro Bowl and All-Pro linebacker Devin White around the NFL draft, as well as Jordan Renan and other league pundits saying that this NFL draft lacks the top-tier talent in the draft, and if the Giants, this might impact the Giants' decision on what they might do with that 25th pick in the first round. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about that. Thank you very much, everybody. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Take it easy, and let's go New York Football Giants. As always, together blue, everyone.